Hi everyone, it's Diane Evans with StampinWithDiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So wow, I've already gone live once today and that was a complete error. But anyways, welcome to my YouTube channel. Remember, if you have not subscribed, make sure that you do that down below here. Hit that bell and you'll get notified immediately. Or you may be watching me on Facebook, on my page or on my group. And that's all great, but just remember that these videos only stay there for 1 month, and I'm not transferring and I'm not making sure that they can actually go to my, I'm going to not worry about saving them and reposting them and everything else. So probably the best way to get me, and if you want to see things afterwards, is log into your Gmail account, and then you can turn around and watch me on YouTube. Oh dear, I got something in my eye. But welcome. It's Monday. It's my Fancy Folder 3D project, and I know I had promised that I'd show some more Brisbane swaps that I had, but I think this one might take a little bit longer, so I'm not going to do that. Remember that this is part of a live as well, so if I'm talking with different people as we go along, that's the reason why. So hello Judy, thank you for watching. I'm always honored that anybody comes to watch me live, or whether they watch me on a replay. I am totally humbled by that. So we're going to play with some new product today. This is one that I actually got at Onstage for after hours. So I got to play a little tiny bit with this. And it's very pretty. It's one of those ones that I didn't have the designer series paper for after hours, but at least I had this. So let's go down to my desktop. And what I am using is, it's called Impressions in Bloom. Now, you may say, well, Diane, that's not in the catalog. You're correct. This is an online exclusive. And I strongly urge that you go in and look at your online exclusives. Now, this isn't going to be available until May the 6th. But the online exclusives are absolutely gorgeous. You get a real wide variety of different things. So yeah, hopefully you'll take a look at that. So this is Impressions of Bloom. Like I say, this is the one that I got at Onstage as after hours. So we got to play with this stamp set. We didn't play with the dies very much. We just played with the stamp set. But this also goes along with the pressed flower embossing folder. And it has this beautiful designer series paper. And you know what? I'm not even sure. And I kind of think this strawberry slush and pretty in pink gems go with this. I still haven't wrapped my head around everything that goes with it. So anyways, this is the new stuff, and let me show you this new paper. And we're going to do just a fun fold, an easy peasy fun fold today. But check this paper out. It's there and on the back. Now, this is using the strawberry slush. And I really wanted to do a card with this strawberry slush today, and I had it all prepped to do it. But I couldn't get the other side because I needed to use 2 pieces of designer series paper. So there's that one. And then there's this one. This one's very pretty, and it does go along quite well with the stamp set. And the beautiful fresh freesia behind. This one is interesting because this is not one that I would normally be drawn to, but I kind of like this because of the daisies that are on there. I love the back neutral of this. If you bring it up a little bit closer, you can kind of see what that is. And then there's this one that has all of the different ones, and if you cut them into 4x4, you would they would work out quite well with that. And then the yellow on the back. This one's beautiful design, and it uses, I think this uses I don't know if it's berry burst or not. I should check to see what colors are in here. Doesn't say berry burst, but to me that looks like a berry burst. It is not, yeah, it's not strawberry slush for sure, because I'll bring in that strawberry slush. Let's see. Let's just look at that. See, that doesn't go with this. But I think it's berry burst that goes with that. So let's just take a look. Look at that. Berry burst is for sure. All right. So, and Misty Moonlight, Pool Party's in there. And then an old olive green on the back. And see what I mean by the daisies on there, how well that would go. And when you see this card, you'll see that this would be one that would go really, really well with this particular paper, using this paper as well. So, yeah, I'm thinking that I might be doing a card very similar to this for a tutorial group that I'm in. So, anyways, so this fun fold, like I say, I don't design fun folds. I'm just not that way inclined. I'm not an engineer at heart sort of thing. So I saw this on a reel, and of course there's no instructions for it. So I had to turn around and figure out how to make this on my own. Now I got some of these pieces. I've cut out a bunch of the flowers from those dies, hoping that that will go okay. One thing I like about this is these ovals, but this was too big for this particular one. So I've gone ahead, and this is fresh freesia because I thought this would go really well with the fresh freesia, along with using this paper as well. So that's why I went with the fresh freesia here. Now, this piece here is cut 5.5 by 6 1/4, and I've scored it 1 inch there and 1 inch there. So let's go ahead and fold that into the mountain. Actually, that's got a spot on it. I'd like to really cover that up. So you know what? I'm going to do that because the inside part's going to cover it up, and then that way it won't be marked on the other side. So like I say, it's 5.5 by 6 1/4. I've scored it at 1 inch off of both sides. And then that way, then I've cut these 2 pieces, and this is from the extra piece that's there, so you don't have to go cut another piece. And this is 7/8 by 5 3/8. And I ran that through that embossing folder. And like I say, that embossing folder, all this stuff will be available on the 6th of May. And it's the pressed flower embossing folder. I like ones that emboss part way up, so this will be quite nice. And these pieces are going to fit onto this part here, but you'll see what we do with that. Then I went ahead and I cut this designer series paper. This is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And what's going to happen is this is going to go right over this part here. And I've cut out the 2 3/8 circle. Hello, Pam. I think this is 2 3/8. Let's check this out. Whoops. Yeah, the 2 5/8 inch from the Stylish Shapes, and I cut it out there. And see this, like I say, when I do this, I'm going to put this right onto here, like this, and then this piece is going to be behind here. So let's go ahead and put that onto that piece there. Now you see it's not in the circle. What I did was I figured out where I wanted it. I put this on here, and you can do any circle, but I wanted this to go to here, and I wanted it to go to a certain in the center part there, so I positioned it afterwards. So I'm just going to come down here, put some glue down here, and I'll show you how. Those flowers are so pretty. And when I put this on here, I'm going to make sure that this is going to be sort of right in the position from there to there, top to bottom as well. And then that just goes on there. And then this piece here is just going to cover that part right there. So let's go ahead and put that on. There we go. Can't believe this morning I went live with a class. Oh well. Okay, so we have that like that. This piece here is 4 by 5 1/4, and it's going to go just onto the inside part there. But this piece here is now going to go onto this part. And you're best to have this where you can see the inside and the outside. Now the back side of these papers with this fold is going to show. So we want to make sure if you have a directional paper, if I had put that on this way, it would have been upside down. So this, when I put this on, I want to make sure it's going the right way. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some glue down there. Actually, this is going to be quite easy to put together. And then this is just going to position right here. And we want to check this really quickly that this is behind this other piece, that it's chopped bottom behind there. To do that, I probably could have cut it a little bit shorter, but that's okay. And I'm not worrying about this side on the right because I'm covering that part up with the Designer Series, or with, see how that goes there. And so I'm covering this part up with this part again. So when this closes, see how that's going to show through on the other side. So like I say, I wasn't sure if this was the right way to do it, but this worked out for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this right on here. And there we go there. So like I say, this is one of those folds that goes like this and like this. Now, I didn't like how that part showed there. So what I can do is I went and I cut out a piece there. And then these are the Spotlight on Nature dies. Now, this is on the discontinued list. Oh, it's not on the discontinued list. It's not in your catalog, the new catalog that's coming, but it is an online exclusive. So that's going to go like that. And that's how that card's going to go. So let's figure out what we're going to do with this and the inside of this as well. So on this part, let's get this so that it's right where it's supposed to go. So I'm going to come like this, and we're going to glue this part here. And then we can decorate the other part. So this is going to go like this. And the best way to do this is just to put that, line that up right like that. Lift this up, and then it's just going to go right on there. Yeah, it's quite pretty, this paper. And then, like I say, we're going to decorate that part, and we'll decorate the inside. Now, I thought what would be really nice is if we can sit there, and I've cut out a bunch of these, like I say, these Impressions of Bloom. And I like how when these don't double cut, I'm going to show you what happens. They go and they actually emboss with there. So this is probably my favorite flower out of all of them. But I'm trying to bring the colors that are in there. Now, I know that there's a Blackberry Bliss, but I'm not sure how I feel about that Blackberry Bliss. And the green on here is, it looks like soft sea foam, but it also looks like shaded spruce on there. So how I'm going to do this is kind of, instead of it being just so stark colors, I'm going to come in with a blending brush and my soft sea foam, and we're going to blend that up. Hello, Denise from Australia. Oh my goodness, I sure love the people down there. They're just most amazing people. So I'm just going to kind of just get this a little bit darker. And you know, if I had a smaller one, I probably, now I cut out some of these different leaves that are embossed on there as well. And then there's also one that cuts out similar to those flowers. So see, it's just like that. I will tell you though, it's very tedious to line those parts up. So you have to have an awful lot of patience. All right, so here, I am going to start building this part up. And I'm okay with it going over here. So I figured I'm going to use the Pretty in Pink flowers on there as well. So I can use a big one there. I could use this Fresh Freesia one there. And then I could go back with Pretty in Pink, but what a pretty, now honestly, I'm really sad that this doesn't show up so well on my computer. Maybe it'll show up okay. I did meet a lot of different people, but Denise, I can see your picture, and yes, we did meet. It's just amazing when you can meet that many people, and it's just the best. I have come back, and the people at On Stage, I think it was one of my favorite On Stages. Honestly, it really truly was. Now I'm going to make sure that none of that glue is on the back there. So I'm just going to come in with my glue. I know somebody else reached out to me that had given me a particular swap that I showed the other day. So I was really, really happy with that. All right, so I'm going to come in here, and this part's going to actually be down there. Now I could go with glue dots, might be the best way to do this. But I'm going to come in with that Pretty in Pink. And I'm going to come, and you know, I should maybe use, I'm going to use this. We're going to go in here and just get a bit of Pretty in Pink there. And then I also have, I went and did, so this can go like this. And then we also have this one. So you know what? I have that, and I'm going to put that up with the dimensional because I can, right? Let's go ahead and, whoops, put a dimensional there. We'll put that piece here. And that's given us a tiny bit. You can see how that's sort of given some color there. Now, this here, look at this. You can take this, and it also has stuff that you can turn around and color the inside of those. So I'm going to actually come in, and we're going to use the Fresh Freesia on there as well. And this is what I say. This paper is very pretty, Pam. It's, okay, just a tiny bit of Fresh Freesia on this. It's, like I say, it's an online exclusive. Pre-order for demonstrators. So let's put that, and let's put a dimensional on there. And we should probably be using little dimensionals. I'm also using this. Is this for a monthly club, or is this for a, I don't know if it's for Your Creativity Awaits or monthly club, I'm not sure. So that's going to go, and I'm just going to put the glue onto that side. Like I say, maybe what might have been best to think about was glue dots. See how that's just going to go there. Now I have to decide, do I want to put another Pretty in Pink, or I'm really thinking, just going to bring that over just a bit, and then I'm going to pop this one up with a dimensional, and I'm thinking this Strawberry Slush, because it's part of that coloring, and I'm just, instead of popping this part up, I'm just going to come in and glue that on there. So just like that. And then I've got some of these leaves, so I'm going to actually get some of those leaves in there as well. I think the smaller one might be better. Now, originally I thought of doing the Blackberry Bliss on there, but it's just a little bit too dark for me. And let's go here. Let's cover up some of that. You know what? On the back here, just want to get, there we go. I can put that glue there. All right. So then this goes like this. This comes like this. Now what we're going to do is we are going to the creative clutter, right? All right. So there we go. And see on this one here, I could maybe even put this one down in the corner down here. We'll see what happens with that. It'd probably be better with some, yeah, that might just go there. I do have this, but I think it's too dark. Maybe. We'll see what happens. All right, so it's like this. So I wanted to put, I really wanted to have like a birthday. I wanted a birthday theme with this. So what better set, and you're going to kind of get a little tired of me always using this Simply Said, but I'm going to do this birthday wishes. And I think that'll go quite well on there. And you know what? It doesn't matter if it doesn't show completely through the words. So we'll just come in with a block. Here. And what color should I do that? Should I do it in Fresh Freesia? Should I do it... Ooh, I wonder what Strawberry Slush would look like. This brand new Strawberry Slush. Let's see how that's gonna look. Now I think this Strawberry Slush is one of those colors that's going to change as it dries, and it's starting to change. So let's just see. Do it on proper cardstock instead of that paper, or do we want to stamp off and stamp on? See how that looks. Does that look? Yeah, that's good. I'll stamp off and on. Stamp off, and then let's stamp onto this one. Always when you get a new one, it's really hard. You like the centers in the card. I tell you though, with the little dots and everything, they're really finicky. All right, so see how that birthday wishes is going to go. And I'm thinking that I can even use some of these flowers. And I think I'll come on with Fresh Freesia. See how that looks. Might have to change this up completely. I should be using, you know what, we're just going to put those up there. There we go. That's kind of giving us a bit of a different look behind there. Yeah, that'll be okay. I could have also used some Pretty in Pink, and let's see, let's use some Pretty in Pink as well. Oh, where's my Pretty in Pink? Here it is. There we go. We're just adding some And then that is just going to go here, and I think I'm going to pop that up as well. Yeah, see, I knew this was going to take a little bit longer to do this particular card. So that's going to go like this. Yeah, so if you're ever wondering what a color is going to look like, you can always do it on another piece and try it behind on the card. So there we go there. So it comes like that, and then we've got this to go on the inside of the card. So what do we want to do on the inside is, you know what? I've got these, so why don't I just use these on the inside of the card? There. Let's just put one here, and then we'll trim that off. And you could put another sentiment or whatever you want on the inside there. So there's that. Let's come and trim those off. There we go. That's kind of tying it all together, isn't it? Yeah, you could put one other sentiment on there that could be for being a great friend, or another year is. So just like that. So there's that part there. And then now what we need to do is we need to do some embellishments on there. So I think I will use these. And these are the strawberry slush and pretty and pink ones. And they're kind of nice because they have the strawberry slush, they have the pretty and pink, and then they've got these ones. I think this is going to be a very, very popular pack. And let's see what the strawberry slush would look like. See, they show up. So I'm just going to put one there. One there, and then another one. Oh geez, we could put one right there even. One there. Let's take that one off. Put that there. Let's just go there. That's kind of getting lost on that designer series paper. So there we go. There's our fun fold for today. I have no idea what it's called. It's like a flip and flap, but it's a nice way to see the designer series paper. But see how it just, and I think that would go really good with that one yellow one. We'll see how that one looks when I get that finished for another card. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. Now I'll be back tomorrow at 4:30 with a technique, and I'm excited about this technique. Yeah, I'll be back at 4:30 tomorrow with another technique, and that's Pacific time. Also, if you like this video, share my video. Give me the thumbs up. Like I say, share it. And if you live in Canada and you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to work with you. And if you do have a demonstrator and you've got some questions, I'm more than happy to help out with any of those if I can answer them. And remember to create, because it's great for the soul. And we'll see you tomorrow, 4:30 Pacific time. Bye for now.